Today we're talking about 5 reasons why Oathbreaker is better than Commander. And before you attack me in the comments, I love Commander. I've spent thousands of hours playing Commander. I've built more Commander decks than I could ever remember. But there are some things I prefer about my other favorite format, Oathbreaker. Number 1, Planeswalkers are actually usable in Oathbreaker. And yeah, you can use them in Commander, but we tend to not see too many of them because they're considered not that good in Commander. But in Oathbreaker, not only are they good, but they're mandatory. The whole format is built around them. If you're like me, when I open a pack and I see a Planeswalker, I'll read it and say, oh wow, that looks really cool. Too bad I'll never use it in anything. This is your chance to use all those Planeswalkers you have. Number 2, twice as many cards in the command zone. That's because in addition to the Planeswalker, we have a signature spell, which is an instant or sorcery that we can cast as long as we control our commander. And you could say, well, yeah, Commander has partners though, so we have 2 also. Yeah, that's true, but we also have a couple options for that, in which case we get 4 spells in the command zone. Number 3, Oathbreaker is infinitely customizable. And well, yeah, Commander is infinitely customizable too. That's one of the things we love so much about it. But Oathbreaker is customizable straight from the command zone. Think of it kind of like those choose your background cards that Commander has. Well, we've got the signature spell, which is an instant or sorcery that's also in our command zone. And we can cast it as long as we have our Oathbreaker. This means that we could choose an instant or sorcery that pairs best with the ability of the Planeswalker that we want to synergize with. Let's take Animatau, for example. We could pick a signature spell that synergizes with Miracles, which would be very good with her, or with Blink, or with something that synergizes with that -6, that shifts all the permanents from left to right, or something like that. Number 4, Oathbreaker games tend to be quicker. And while I do love a nice long game of Commander, I don't always have time for another long game of Commander. And maybe we can squeeze a quick game of Oathbreaker in. Also, if it's an Oathbreaker night and we're only playing Oathbreaker, you're probably gonna get like 30% more games in, and there's something to be said for that. And number 5, Oathbreaker decks tend to be cheaper than Commander decks. Of course, because it's 60 card format instead of 100, it's going to be about 40% cheaper, right? That would make sense. And there's another reason too. A lot of Oathbreakers are monocolored, and monocolored mana bases are just less expensive. If this format sounds interesting to you, you can subscribe to my channel for regular Oathbreaker content. I'm having so much fun brainstorming deck ideas and trying to match Planeswalkers to signature spells and just finding people locally to play with now that it's a recognized format. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.